Hey, Nika. How's it going? Can't. Oh, there we go. Stressed out? Can you tell me why you're stressed out? Or is it secret? I'm good. Just, doing a lot at once, kind of, I guess. With like the comic and D&D dress up and stuff and commissions. Oh. Because you have to like finish everything before you start? Do you mean, is that why you're overwhelmed? Ah, right, yeah. I get that. Do you have like a start date already? Ah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, then I would definitely take on the new stuff because never know if they're going to be like, well, it's going to take 3 months or something. I mean, you have to like take care of yourself while you're waiting to start, right? Like if you were coming from a salary job, they'd have to. I think we talked about this before. Like if you were coming from a salary job, you'd always have like a calendar month of notice before you'd even be able to start. Of course, you don't want. Are you able to like select for just like the shorter jobs? Like I said, I mean, you can always say like, okay, I can start like next month or something. Or if they really want you to start, you can say like, okay, I can start like half time, and then go full time next month. But I need to like finish up some stuff. That emoji, by the way, it's hilarious. Yeah, I get that. I mean, you know, if it's a cool new job and stuff, but still, you gotta take care of yourself until then. Because, like I said, what if it takes like 3 months or something, and then you're constantly like, oh, I don't want to take on a new job because what if they need me tomorrow? But yeah, I get that it's stressful, like, whichever way you put it. Are you working on any commissions now? Well, at least you have a backlog. That's a position a lot of people, a lot of artists would love to be in. Look at it that way. Well, hopefully the whole broke situation will be a-okay very soon. You'll be swimming in money. No, don't worry. No, I'm not. I don't mean it that way. You're not complaining. I get it. Like, I've had the same situation a couple times where you're just like, oh, I'm doing like all this stuff, and it's like too much. And then a lot of people are like, geez, you have all this stuff going on. I'm so jealous. But it's it has two sides, right? Like, on the one hand, you're happy that you're busy. On the other hand, it's really stressful to be that busy. Just because they'd be able to like take on about enough. Yeah. Oh well. I'm really curious, like, to hear how the new job is going soon. It's a big change. You'll have to like show up at 9. Or no, do they have very flexible hours? Ad time? Do you like run ads randomly now? I thought it was only the pre-rolls. Oh yeah, because I was responding in a surprised way, saying, "Why are there ads? Isn't that just for pre-rolls?" What the heck? Because I thought I expressly put it this way that ads would only run on pre-rolls and like when I'm on break, like when I put them on while I'm on break. I hope it was the refreshing thing then. Because that would be stupid. All right, we'll say it was the refresh. Anyway, what we were talking about. Oh yeah, so what I said like before that was it's gonna be like a big change because you'll have to like get up at certain times, or are they very flexible with like which times you work? Whoops. Well, maybe it'll just be nice. I personally like prefer, well, I've said it like a million times already, I prefer to like be done during the day anyway, so. Congratulations. That's almost a regular time for regular people. Uh-oh. I'm gonna like I have like this one panel and then then I'll have to like think about what to do because I'll have run out of flats I'll have run out of pages to flat. I might try some shading, but I'm not sure how well that will go. Yeah, almost. I I mean, if you have to like start work at 9, then you're gonna have to like get up at like 8:30-ish. Some people like wake up and roll in front of their computer and they're done, but I wouldn't be able to do that. I personally need like an hour and a half to get like from like getting out of bed to actually sitting down behind my computer. Just because I want to like sit for a while, not like hurry with wolfing down my breakfast, and then I want to like have a walk or like, I don't know, have to organize some stuff. See, oh, okay, that's a good thing. Great. I mean, who am I to say anything? Like, I start work at 10 as well, but I'm mostly laughing at people who like are like, yeah, I start work at 3 in the afternoon or something. Or not laugh, like ogle, be like, I'm like, how the heck can you live like that? Working from the afternoon until late at night. Hey, Sassy Foes? Is that how I pronounce that name? Welcome. Thanks for coming. Sassy's fine. All right, we'll call you Sassy. You're right on time before I like have to stop streaming for a while again, because I need to like make new pages to actually work on during the stream. I'm not sure how much you've been following the project so far, but I do the inking and the flatting on the stream, and then I finish them up on my own, and I also like do the penciling and stuff offline, just because it takes like too much concentration for me to work and talk to people at the same time. Is it a good system? I hope so. I always have a system. I'm a systematic person. The question is it a good system? I'm not always sure. Yeah, streaming can definitely be a lot. Like the first time I streamed back in November, I was freaking nervous. Thankfully, a lot of people showed up, because I was really scared that there would be like nobody there and I would be, like talking or drawing into the void for 3 hours. But a lot of people showed up, but I also had like a splitting headache afterwards. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think I can, I do like, ideally, but that's like, that's possibly me just like being hard on myself. Like, I'd like to just stream consistently and like have um, pages to work on during stream already prepared while I finish up the latest batch. But, you can only do so much when you have to like free up your own time to like work on this kind of stuff. Yeah, it was a big headache. And to prevent that, actually, so you've probably seen like the pop up a couple times now. Every like 15 minutes, I get up a pop up that's telling me to like take a break, which is doing right now. So that's what I'll do. I'll take a break. I'll get some tea, and I'll be back in like 5 minutes. And then meanwhile, I'll just run an ad while I'm gone. So it gets rid of the pre-rolls for a couple minutes. So I'll be back, and then we'll talk more about headaches and streaming and that kind of stuff. All right, I'm back. So, Sassy, why did you stop streaming? Why did you start streaming? Were you doing like art streams or gaming streams or something? Oh, cool. Art streams. So did you go in like prepared with like a concept you wanted to work on, or did you go in like totally blank? Just like, oh, I'll see what I do today. Oh, okay, so you were prepared at least. I did, so usually I do like the comic work, but once, because I had run out of pages, I wanted to try like creating an illustration on stream. But I just couldn't do it because I had like too much decision making to do, like while talking to people. So it was like, oh, do I want this color here or that color, and what kind of like color scheme am I going for? What's the composition going to be like? I was still like making a lot of those decisions, so that was a tough stream, and I was like, nope, it's not going to work, because I felt rushed. I was like, this is really boring for people to watch if I do everything the way I usually do it, like if I'm just offline working on my thing. Did you have the same? Oh, cool. So like traditional art streaming. Awesome. So then you had to like have a good camera and stuff up front as well. Oh, well, as long as it works. I mean, phones these days are good enough as well. I'm not sure why I didn't think of that. Oh, really? Oh, well. Honestly, like when trying these things, it's best to just start. I mean, if you like, it's best to just start with what you have, because you can like be like, oh, I'm gonna be streaming, and then I'm gonna like do the whole thing, and I'm gonna get a camera and whatever, and then you know, once you actually do it, you're like, oh crap, I really don't want to be doing this, but then you've like invested in all that stuff, which would be a shame. So it's a good thing, in my opinion, that you didn't, and that you just started with your phone. Yeah, exactly. I mean, Nika used to, like, if she's still in the chat, like she I know she does like painting live. Does. I'm not sure how she does it, to be honest. Even the rendering just takes, like, in my opinion, a lot of brain power. Yeah, you know, honestly, I've kind of given up on being entertaining. I let like anybody in the chat help out with that. I usually also just like start with my mic on mute until like somebody says something, just because I know I'm not gonna be here like being like, hey guys, so today I'm gonna be painting, you know, whatever. And then usually we laugh about stuff once some people like get in the chat and like say hi and stuff, then something just comes up. It's just like a friendly conversation that we're having. Yeah, exactly. I mean, obviously it does take brain power, right, to do art, so. And I feel that's like I said, I was thinking for a second on like, am I going to shade the comic, but I'm kind of worried about, because even now, like, sometimes I just stop talking just because I have to like think about what I'm doing. Yeah, exactly. Like, you're here to talk to people, right? Because why else are you streaming? Oh, like, so yeah, you need 140% to actually be able to do both. Yeah. Like, whatever, you know, whatever, like, just a conversation with people in general, like, not even just on stream or something, like, when it falls silent, like, I'm kind of like thinking, like, is this a good silence? Is this a bad silence? Do I need to say anything? What will I say? What's interesting? What's something? I'm not going to talk about the weather. What else are we going to talk about? Oh yeah, it's it can definitely be a taunting thing. Do you have like another job, Sassy, or is art like your job? Or do you have like a day job and then art on the side? Ah. That also takes brain power, to be honest. I've been unemployed for a couple months at a time, and it's just weird how the days fly by still, for, in my case anyway. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I was just talking to a friend this morning who's like such a workaholic, or feels so guilty about like having to work, or like not working even though they're like, they officially have like a burnout, they're officially like on sick leave, like the medical burnout type of stuff, not even like, oh, I feel a little burnt out. No, just like not being able to get out of bed, burnt out. And even then they're like, yeah, I should not be going to work, but I still kind of am. I'm like, oh my gosh, you really need to listen to your body. Like, the only reason I've never had a burnout is because I actually listen to my body a lot. So I was like able to detect before it happened that I was going to run into like a medical burnout. So the doctor just told me to. I took, I think, 4 weeks off, like 4 full weeks off, I think. And then 2 more weeks I spent like doing half-time or something. And that was like me not even having a full burnout. And even then I had to like take 4 weeks off. Yeah, exactly. So the moral of the story is listen to your body, because then you'll probably run into the least amount of issues. Hey, a lot of first-time chatters today. First of all, welcome. Thanks for being here. And thanks for the compliments on A-Frame's look. He's like one of the most I want to say like outlandish characters I've ever designed. I was like, he's not going to be human. What is he going to look like? Yeah, I like if your like issue is anything has been anything like burnout or something, I would not recommend doing the art thing. At least as like, you know, like a sole income type of thing. Like a lot of people are actually taking up different careers right now just because they're so done with art as a career. I've actually also been considering like quitting art just because it's like tough. So as a side gig, like if you want to like do like some art stuff and just put it online or whatever, you know, and put it up and see what happens, then by all means, you know. Just like try it. It's super easy. Start up with like a Gumroad or Itch or whatever, and just see what happens. And yeah, my opinion is that it's gonna come down to like goodwill way more than before. As in like people need to like you, and you need to like have some kind of relationship with like the person that you're, you know, gonna be like selling art to. Because just putting it out there and saying like, hey, I have some art to sell, people are gonna be like, okay, why should I buy it if I can just like generate it myself for like $8? So yeah, I do feel though like watercolor stuff is less threatened just because you know, it's original art and you can't make that. Yeah, exactly. That's well put, Yika. Exactly like that. So yeah, it's exactly. I mean, like, it's taken me a couple of years to actually. I feel like I finally like hit on something with this other project that I do called D&D Dress Up. And that's like the response to that compared to, you know, just the comic or my art in general has been really good. So I feel like I finally have something that like could potentially work out for me. But that's also kind of like a long shot. So we'll have to see how that goes. See, now my pickle is, I'm done flatting. What am I going to do now? I could do a study as well. Because there's no lettering in this either, I think. Let me check. Such nice color already. I'm not even done yet. Yeah, no, there's no text in this. Thanks. I do feel like colors are my strong suit in general, so. The comic is way long, like a decade of work long, even more long. It's, I think I calculated once that it would be I think it would be like 800 or 900 pages. This was, like Netherrealms was one of those, like, don't think about it, just start kind of cases. Like, I knew I really wanted to tell the story because I've been working on this since 2012. Like, I made the first sketches for this and, like, the first draft of the story, the first outline of the story in 2012. And then I started, like, actually drawing the comic last year after, like, having ambitions of making, like, an animated movie or something out of it for a couple of years. So yeah, the script's, like, already finished and stuff. I finished all of that in, like, 2017. But yeah, I think I calculated, like, based on, like, the number of pages of text I have and the, like, how much text translated into a page from, like, the last couple of scenes, it's gonna take, like, 800 pages. I'm at, like, page 25 right now. After a year. Let's see. So what does that mean? 25 page. Hold on. I think it was, like, 850 pages. So that's 34 years to make the comic. Yeah, that's not bad. Considering. Yeah, like, eventually I hope, like, if the Patreon, like, gets far enough, it's in there, right? Yeah, exactly. So like, I have, like, a couple of goals for the Patreon, and, like, if I get to, like, a certain amount, I don't remember what it is exactly what I said, but if I get to a certain amount, I can, like, hire a letterer, hire a flatter, and I actually can, like, free up more time to, like, work on it more. So like, a 25 pages in a year is, like, me just freeing up the time whenever I can to work on this. I'm basically getting paid for, like, 2 hours a month out of, I don't know, 20, 30 that I spend on this. So if the Patreon ever gets any further, then I'll be able to, like, spend more time on this and then go faster. Then it'll maybe only take me, like, 15 years or something. But yeah, and Fully Colored, like, I've so I made, like, comics when I was a teen, so that's, like, 15 years ago. And I've done them in black and white. It just didn't work with me. Just because I'm such a color oriented person. Like, I can work in black and white, but I just enjoy working in color so much more, just for, like, atmosphere, like, sunny vibes, or, like, lots of blues for very moody stuff. So that just works for me. That's also why I use, like, the 3D backgrounds and paint over them, just because that works for me. But for somebody else, it might not work at all. But it took me a while to, like, actually figure that out. Because, yeah, like I said, I was daunted by, like, the prospect of having to draw the backgrounds of all this. Of, like, all the buildings and stuff, because I really don't enjoy doing line work for backgrounds. So yeah, I just made, like, this out, the comic work for me, and that's basically what people should do. And thanks, Nika. Like, I think that's, with, like, the big projects, I'm the same with a lot of stuff. I think a lot of people are like that, right? Like you try like a big project and then you get bored with it. I think a lot of people just quit it before anything sees the light of day. So I don't think we see how much it happens with other people too. It's just that with like Netherrealms and D&D Dress Up, those are the two projects. Actually, D&D Dress Up is like I kind of divided up into like smaller projects. It's just a big project like once I make more art packs again. Anyway, so Netherrealms is basically like the one big project that's stuck, but that's like the one project that's stuck in 32 years. So it's been the one thing where I was like, you know what? I'll just start, see where it ends. And I don't care about people saying like, oh, that's a lot of work, like, or it's too much work, you know. It's like, okay, well, I'm just going to do the thing, and if I have to stop, then I have to stop, and if I can keep going, then I'll keep going. Yeah, man-made backgrounds are... I am so in awe of people who can make those kinds of backgrounds, like, who can ink them well and stuff. I am just amazed at those people. Exactly. And I feel that way about Netherrealms. Like sometimes I like reread the script, obviously because I want to know like, am I going to make some edits, or do I need, what was this about again, or whatever. And then I get to certain parts and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to like, until I get to draw this, you know, until I like get to make this. And that's actually why I decided to make Netherrealms into a comic. Instead of like waiting for the opportunity to present itself to like start making like a movie out of it. Also because like a friend of mine just kept coming back to it, like, oh, I still think Netherrealms would be a really good comic, you know. And I was like, yeah, but I want it to be a movie. And he was like, yeah, well, I still think it would be a good comic. And I was like, eventually I was just like, fine, I'll make it a comic. And here we are. Yeah, peer pressure from this one guy nagging at me for years. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the thing. That's the power of like sharing while you work, right? Like there's a lot of... I don't think I would still be doing Netherrealms if I were just like doing... Like if I were just doing this on my days off and just like not getting any feedback on it. And like you guys like being here like, oh, you know, I like the colors. Oh, this is such a cool project. Or I like this guy's design, you know. That really helps me to actually like come back and be like, oh, people, you know, want to see this. So, you know, let me get on with it and make some time to actually work on it. So, but also like just finding some kind of, at least for me, finding some kind of system that works also worked wonders, because I really... I used to work like page by page. Like I do a full page, start with like thumbnailing, sketching, inking, flatting, coloring, whatever. But batching it is pretty nice as well, actually. Oh, you mean because there won't be any feedback? Yeah, that's... I'm gonna be like repeating myself, but this is why I'm saying like just try, you know, I would really recommend like, I don't know, start a Discord or a Patreon or a newsletter for like your project, you know, something that people can like work towards, or I mean like follow without like algorithms, because you gotta have a place that's like independent of social media. Yeah, I was thinking of Discord. See, the only negative about Discord for me is that like because they were, you know, there was a lot of backlash towards them for like the username thing, right? If Discord goes down, you lose everything that's on there again. And all the people that would have to move with you. Like, you can't force those people to, you can't take those people like and like introduce them to a new platform or whatever. Shove your projects down all your friends' throats, exactly. That's kind of what I did with Netherrealms. Like, hey, can you proofread this? Can you proofread this? Most people do know that I'm working on Netherrealms. But I mean, that's where it needs to start, right? Like, and you know, about like the traction thing on Twitter. I feel like social media is not really a good like point to judge that by anyway, because it's so dependent on like, are you making like the exact same thing as what like the audience is looking for? There's nothing organic about it, in the sense that, you know, you need to be making pretty ladies, otherwise nobody on social media is going to be looking at it. But yeah. I think I was talking with it. Yeah. I feel like other people's perception, not relying on other people's perception for your art is like, I don't know, I think it's unrealistic for most people. I feel like there's a certain type of person who just makes art just for the art, but it's not most people. Most people make it, you know, to show it to people and get some kind of response for like, oh, that looks nice. Oh, what I can maybe do, yeah, I'll do that in the meantime. Hold on, I'll export this. I'm putting on the thing for just a second, because I've had it a couple times where I like save the thing and then suddenly like my whole computer file system is like all over Twitch. So bear with me while I export this for a second. This is scene 3. Page 24. Oh. Scene 3. 5 pages. 24. we're taking that into Photoshop. Yeah, I totally get that. Like being able to, or being influenced by opinions. I sometimes worry about that too. Though I guess I have it a bit less. Sometimes I'm just like so headstrong about an idea that I'll just like do the thing, and people can be like, no, but I prefer this, and then I'm like, yeah, but I prefer that, so I'm gonna do that thing. No, I don't want bridge. This always happens. You just want to do something quickly, and then in your hurry, you're just like clicking all over the place and clicking the wrong things, making it last longer. Oh, really? You actually like make it just for yourself? So if, do you share it online? At all? There we go. Oh yeah, I get that. Especially if you're like looking up to them or whatever, and then you're like, oh, am I doing it all wrong? Even though it might just be like an opinion. I mean, it makes sense. Like if you're crushing on somebody, then you obviously like have them in you like hold them in high regard. So you want to like please them. Oh, okay. So it isn't only for you. It's still like, if they don't like it, you'll be sad. Because there's also like people who are like, I don't care what anyone thinks of this. I'm just making art, just for me. Alright, so here's the big trick I always do. Paint Daubs filter before I start anything. Well, I mean, so those, yeah, those are the people I guess I was kind of like thinking of when I said like people. There are some people who do art only for like themselves. Yeah, I did it for like a while, kind of, but I would be lying to myself if I said I only do it for myself, because I don't. I still shared it on Instagram and like hoped that it would do well. Wait, what do you mean? Because I'm not I don't think I'm a funny person. Like, the number of times I have gotten like this, guess you had to be there reaction whenever I like try to tell a joke. I do not consider myself a funny person. Though I can laugh at myself in the sense that I don't take myself too seriously. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but the raisins were like a community effort, weren't they? That wasn't just me. For Sassy and Sleepy Turtley, if you check I think it's in the highlights. Like we used to have we had like two streams, I think, where people were fighting over whether they liked raisins or no, which was like a whole thing, and it was very funny. Which even kind of like bled over into a Discord server that Nika and I are both in, that Ryutsu and I are both in, and into Twitter for a bit. Actually, it was a very divisive issue. Honestly, like I had never expected, because that's why we were so surprised that people had like such strong opinions on raisins. So the general consensus was either they are amazing or they are totally horrible. Yeah, you'd never guess it. Why did we ended up talking about it because I was like saying something about like a Dutch thing that we eat during New Year's, which is like literally translated to like oil balls, but it's basically like baked dough or deep fried dough. But sometimes it has raisins in it. And I was like, you gotta have the raisins. And somebody in the chat was like, why do you have freaking raisins in your dough? It makes no freaking sense. Yeah, Nika. Are you pro-raisin or anti-raisin? Show your true colors. Oh, right. I thought you were pro-raisin. Whoops. There we go. See? Here we go again. I told you, it's a very, very delicate subject. That really is a bit of a joke. Ooh, then you're one of the few, Sassy. Not many people are raisin neutral. Oh, yeah, those are so good. Though chocolate covered... No, actually, I hate chocolate covered, like, those after eights or something. Or chocolate covered orange chocolate stuff. Hate that too. But yeah, okay. I guess, I do know, like, I can laugh at jokes. Like, I do have humor. I'm really, like, bad at, like, telling jokes or keeping people entertained, I guess. In that sense, I've just given up. I'm just, like, here talking, and if people get it, then that's fine, and if people don't, then, that's whatever. It can be. I think I've told it a couple times, like, here on the stream already, but one of my worst weeks ever was when I did, like, a storyboarding course, and we as part of, like, the storyboarding, we weren't, like, doing any dramatic storyboarding or storyboarding. We just had to make, like, those gag strips with the like the kind they have, like, in newspapers. And we had to think of the concept and then draw it out. And I was like, what kind of special place in hell is this? That was, like, the worst week of my life, having to do that stuff. Yeah, it was the worst. I don't know how I survived. After that, though, I did get to make, like, a pretty nice storyboard for Netherrealms, but that was, like, 6 weeks later. Yeah, definitely. I really enjoy, like, watch, like, stand up or something, but geez, it's really a skill. Oh, it's break time again. Okay. Let me just... There we go. Alright, I'm gonna, like, take another break, run another ad, so pre-rolls will be turned off, and then I'll be right back in a couple minutes. Alright, I'm back. I mean, Sleepy Turd, like, if you want to pledge like $2,000 or something to my Patreon, then I will have new pages up for you next week. And I will dedicate myself full time to the comic. Until then, I'm gonna have to ask for your patience. Well, I mean, that's why I put it on crowdfunding, to be honest. Like, for people to just chip in, like, a little bit and then make it manageable for me to work on the comic. Because I did try it, like, doing it all on my own before, but obviously that doesn't work. Thanks. I'm happy to hear that you're excited. I mean, some people, like, it's not I have faith that it could happen eventually. Do you guys know Kill 6 Billion Demons? Because I know that they kill 6 billion demons. They have like a thriving Patreon. Hey, Adam. Welcome back. Anyway, their Patreon pulls in, let's see. Oh, it's not on there anymore, is it? About. Yep. Okay, so just short of like 8,000 euros a month. And then there's Nova. Yep. Well, I'm not sure because they have to like. Well, it's not nothing. But there's also Nove. They have to like split it between the two of them, so it's not like a whole bunch. But still, it's almost 6K a month. There's a couple like that. So, and I don't need to be making 6K a month. Like, it would be nice, of course, obviously, but I would like drop. I would drop a lot for less than that. Yeah, exactly. We were just why were we? Oh, right, yeah, because Sleepy Turd was just saying like, "Hey, can we have more pages faster?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure. Just pledge 2K to my Patreon, and I'll make it happen." Or just go brrr. Yeah, exactly. There is only so much that you can do. Like, but hey, as long as everybody's realistic about it, then we're fine. We're all fine. I mean, if we're in the zone, then it can kind of feel that way. Like, I always say, like, I haven't had inspiration in, like, years. I never wait for inspiration anymore. I just do the thing. Because if I have to wait for inspiration, I would never get anything done. I know so you know what, like, okay, so I went to, like, Japan recently, and you know what surprised me the most was that the mangas there, like, here in Holland, we pay like 14 euros for one book or something, and there they were like, I think they were like 800 yen, which is like 6 euros or something. And I was like, what the heck? They're like not even half the price here. Ringing the inspiration list. No, 14, 1 4. Oh, hey, Michael. Welcome. No. I've. Jeez, can you imagine 40 euros? Yeah, 7 or 10 quid is like on par for like 14 euros, I think. That makes sense. Exactly. 40. Well, I mean, 40 euros. If that were like three books, then it would be 14. So like three volumes. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, I actually, to be honest, I haven't like actually looked at physical manga books in ages. It's just that, like, we were in Japan, so I had to go look at them. But yeah, exactly. That makes sense. That makes sense to me. I mean, I would buy, like, I think. Hold on. I have like one graphic novel. What did I pay for it? I think I paid like 30 euros or something for it. Maybe 40. But it's like, how many pages? 280 pages. Full color, hardcover, that kind of stuff. That was like 80 pages. Wait, where's Sakaido? Oh! Crap, I missed that one. I did not go there. Oh well. We saw too much anyway. Another time, I don't know when I mean, I'd like to go back, but I don't see it happening very soon. Because it's a long way off. And holy moly, the trip was harder on me than I expected, to be honest. Like, the jet lag wasn't that bad, but spending like 19 hours in a flight was rough. And it could have been shorter, but then we wouldn't have taken, because we took Emirates because they have like a nice economy class, but then you have to go over Dubai. I love it when the chat like takes on a life of its own. No, that was not a that was not a dig. Not a dig at all. That was genuine appreciation. Please continue. Exactly. I don't know. It's just, it's kind of cool how like I don't think you guys knew each other before this stream, right? And now you're talking like you found each other over manga. So that's kind of like cool to me. Yeah, I was so daunted by like starting to stream here. Like for years, this one guy that's like an art mentor, I would say, Moose. He's been like, if you want like some genuine connection with people and whatever, you should start streaming. He would just like say it in general to people. And I would always be like, I'd like to start streaming, but there's no point because I would have to like stream in the evenings because that's when all the people in the States are online. And I'm not going to do that because then if I work too late, then I can't sleep. So it's not healthy. I'm not going to do it. And I started streaming and like, it's been a blast so far. Yeah, that's true. I never really expected anyone from Twitch to find this stream. I expected it to be like my audience seeing that I would be streaming on like Discord or Twitter or Mastodon or whatever, and hey Moose, did you hear what I just called you? Now I feel caught. Thankfully, I didn't say anything bad. Anyway, I never expected people to actually find me on Twitch and just like through my own social media stuff. Oh, so it's because your ears were burning. Well, I only said good things, Moose. I called you an art mentor. Will you accept that title? Ah, good to know. Mastodon is doing something. Yeah, what you're doing, Moose, is like pretty unique in that sense. Huh. Yeah, Twitter. Man, Twitter. I liked it so much like 2 years ago. It was such a nice place. Like, I just muted like all the words that I didn't want to come across. So it was mostly just like art and good conversations for me. Yeah, definitely. I think the only downside for Mastodon is that a lot of people don't like Mastodon. For example, Moose on Mastodon. He doesn't like Mastodon and refuses to learn it. So you won't ever see him on there. Because they're trying to keep people safe. Gently yell at us. I've been like getting mostly good vibes from Mastodon, except for the fact that a lot of people don't want to use it. But Yeah, that's the thing. Like, that's kind of why. Actually, Blue Sky changed my opinion on them a little bit yesterday after like the whole thing going around with them using possibly like using what were they using, like Hive or something, which would be like an AI company or whatever, and then it was like, no, we're just using them to tag images as not safe for work or gore or whatever, you know, and we're not like using them to train on your images. And I was like, oh, that's a really quick response, and it's really transparent, and it's really like, it sounds very sensible. Well, yeah, that's the only thing you can do, right? Like, I just keep yelling about newsletters just because I feel so strongly about them. Whether people actually make one is in the end up to them. But I am going to keep pointing out, like, whenever they complain, and I like see some reason, like something that's solved by a newsletter, then I will mention it. Yeah, it's a great use of AI. Like, honestly, I'm not against AI in a sense that, like, it's useful. Like, it's a useful tool. I just want it to, like, do all the stuff that I don't want to do, and not take away the stuff that I want to do. Why, Moose? Why be the change that you want to be? Be the change that you want to see. Yeah, I mean, I do remember like websites and how it used to be nice to have just like, I used to have this plugin that was called like Morning Coffee, and it would open up all the websites that you wanted to check on like a certain day. So you could like click on Wednesday, and then it would like open all the web comics that updated on Wednesday, because they all had like their own website back then. That was nice, but unfortunately, a lot of things don't work like that anymore. So I'm kind of like, you know, the only reason that I'm positive about newsletters is just because I know they're kind of like a hidden gem and a lot of people still use them. Because if it were a thing that would still have to like gain traction, then I would not be such a big proponent of them. But I do feel like a lot of people actually use them and read them, but nobody knows that because there is no social proof, basically. Yeah, RSS, I definitely like looked into that as well, but I don't think it's like wide. I think it's like almost better than a newsletter, but I don't think it's widely adopted enough to be useful. Like, I seriously like looked into using an RSS reader for a while, and it was just too hard to set up. It was like more of an issue than Mastodon, I think. RSS is like, I'll let Michael explain it because I'm not really. It's like collecting data, but all in one feed from all over the internet. And you've got like RSS readers that can like show you whenever something got updated, but the website needs to be set up for that, I think. Because it needs to send out an RSS feed. Yeah, because it used to be popular in the maybe in the noughties or something. I think so. Yeah, I know. It never caught on that much, except for like with techies. But like I said, like websites need to offer an RSS feed that you can like use for your own feed. Yeah, basically. So like theoretically, you could like check Twitter, Mastodon, Facebook, whatever, like all in one go. Except they don't have RSS feeds, but you know, if they did have one, then yes. Well, yeah, because the formatting is so specific, I guess. Then for Facebook and stuff, it would be confusing, but it's basically like an email inbox, except for websites. And it's universal, which is why it's so interesting, and why I think like newsletters are so interesting, because it doesn't like depend on one platform's server going down or whatever. It's just like do the thing. And if you're tired of a platform, like I could be with MailChimp right now, but if I don't agree with the company, then I could tell them to like buzz off and take my email list somewhere else. And be like, hey people, here's a new email just from another platform. Anyway, if it ever becomes a thing, I'll jump on that train. But for now, I'm sticking with like newsletters and not jumping on any new social media thing for now. Oh, I just noticed right now that like my Nightbot thing is a bit behind because scene 2 is already all published. Yeah, it's a hot dog. Finally somebody gets it. This is like a dream world, so that's why I'm going with like literal hot dogs. So that's exactly what I said like when I was talking about having to, or that streaming was a good idea. Me being like, well, I don't want to stream because then I'd have to like stream too late in the day. Anyway, so basically I stream weekly when I have pages to stream. So right now I'm like finishing up the flatting on these pages, and I'm actually kind of like, usually I do this not on stream, like the background painting, but I figured like I could do this. So after this, there we go. After this stream, I'll probably have to go offline for a couple weeks, because I have to like prep more pages for streaming, because I do like the inking and the flatting online, and then like the penciling of the pages and like doing all the shading and stuff I do offline, because it just requires generally like too much concentration for me to be able to talk to people. So then I'd be either like making bad art or not talking to people, which is, kind of like defeats the purpose of streaming. Yeah, you definitely just caught me. If you sign up for like the mailing list, or like the newsletter, or like just go to the Patreon and like click follow. You don't even have to pledge, but just click follow. Then I'll make like public posts or send out a newsletter to let you know like when I'll be streaming again. Because I'm not really sure. I'll like I'll try to like start again in a couple weeks. But I'm kind of like on the cusp of like having to get another job, but maybe not, and whatever. Thanks, Sassy. But anyway, like my kind of like last thing to like keep doing freelance full time is possibly like the D&D art packs that I'm doing. So I kind of like have to focus on doing that and commissions for a while. And I will be like devoting time to Netherrealms, like a couple hours each week, but I do need to focus on more on the D&D art packs and stuff, I think. Just to be able to give it my best shot before I need to figure out something else. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I can't complain. Like, we're fine. I just, I do want to keep providing an income. So I do need to, like, start thinking, like, if I do want to provide an income, like, what am I going to do? Am I going to, like, choose a whole different career? Am I going to like get a side job and still try to make this work? I haven't really figured it out yet. It probably depends on like which opportunity presents itself. So yeah, I'm not sure yet. But so far, like, I started a Patreon for the D&D art packs, like, kind of like on a whim, because I wanted to like start a Ko-fi, just to be able to like collect all the like all the stuff, like the commissions that I was doing for like the Kickstarter, and I wanted to like show off the stuff that I was doing for the next pack, and also like have a place for polls to decide like which pack I would do next. I figured like Patreon would be like the best place to just like collect all of that, because they also like I thought of a Ko-fi, and then Patreon on the same day decided to announce that they were going to have like a shop function, which would be perfect if I get access to it. So I was like, what the hell, I'll just make a Patreon. And it actually already has 5 patrons. Like, I posted like 2 things on there, and there's already 5 patrons, which is pretty cool. And it's not like paying the bills, but we were talking about like feedback like 2 seconds ago, and that's definitely like the feedback that makes me go, oh, apparently people are interested in this, there's a need, and I should, that's also what made me decide to say like, okay, I need to like give D&D dress up like my all before I decide to like get another job or something. Thanks. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll have to. There's no other way. Yeah, it definitely, like, obviously most of our online presence is like based on just like providing a lot of stuff for free, and we're not really used to like paying for a lot of content anymore, which is fine, except that eventually, like, something's got to give. Like, I can't keep doing this if I'm not getting paid for it because I have bills to pay. It's very simple. So if people like pitch in like $1 or whatever and I have like 1,000 people of those, then I'm basically okay. But yeah, gotta find those people. Robust. That's the one thing. I'm like, I have an app by the grace of someone who thought it would be cool for me to have an app and like made one for me, which was amazing. But anything that happens to it is like, it's not robust yet. So I'd like to fix that at some point in the future. But I asked like a couple quotes, and I got like anywhere most people said, sorry, I don't have time for this. And then the one quote I got was like 18,000 euros or something. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna need to crowdfund that or something. I can't like just cough that up myself. No, honestly, like the app or the art packs are like, because I'd be shooting myself in the foot as well, right? Like it's there for people who want like something, and honestly, like the limitations are there, like built in just because it's like 2D. It looks really like cool and customized and unique on me. Like it looks like my art, but the caveat is I can't like make characters that are able to like do different poses, and I am limited in the scope of like how I can combine clothes and poses together and stuff. So it's a very nice alternative for people who like have just a few bucks to spare and don't have like 300 euros to commission me, or even 150. But it's never going to be an alternative to like actually, it's never going to be a replacement to actually commissioning me and like having me make a custom character for someone, which is the way it should be, I think, because having me looking at your character and like doing something with that is also really cool in a different way. It's almost 5 already, jeez. For me, anyway. I was worried about like filling up like the afternoon with this stuff, but here I am. All of a sudden it's 5 o'clock. Let me finish my sentence. It's always 5 o'clock somewhere. Well, not yet, because like 4:25. Do you guys have like a mnemonic for like what's midnight in AM and PM? Because I keep getting like super confused if midnight is like 12 AM or PM. No, it's not. A little left of me. What? A little right of me. But a little right of me is almost 6. Oh, okay. I'm not the only one. Good. Because it confuses the heck out of me. Midnight for us is just like 0. Or 24. But noon is 12. Yeah. I think most of Europe does 24 hours. I think so. At least Holland does. Yeah, but you're in Holland, Nika. Honestly, I think the UK uses AM PM too, but I'm not sure. I think so. Because they say like half, weird things like 6:30 and stuff, but that means 6:30, which we would say 7:30. So that's kind of confusing when people say that. Was it always on? Thanks, Nika. See you around. Thanks for being here. All these streams. I'll be back soon. Wait, would you say, hold on, Adam, would you say like 16 p.m.? No way. Right? Yeah, it took like I definitely had to like grow older before I had a less hard time with like 1600, 1800, whatever. Yeah, so what's the 24-hour part? Oh, like so. Yeah, okay, I get it. Yeah, that half 4 thing, that throws me off big time. Because if we say half 4 in Dutch, like if I would say half 4, that would mean 3:30. Yeah, because it's it's not half 5. I understand why it is because it's an abbreviation of half past 4. But that's how we say it in Dutch. We would say, for 16:30, we would say 4:30. Half five. Weird ass people from the UK. Yeah, see? It's also only the UK people who drive on the left side. I definitely understand if that would break her brain. That's true, but they're not in Europe. Though, I'll admit that I did not know that they drive left before going there. Apparently, that's a thing. But you didn't have that. Like, British people didn't have that. But for them, it was like due to their like samurai, apparently, because they carried their swords on the left. And, like, if you would touch swords, that would be, like, a huge offense. And you'd have to, like, fight you to death or whatever. So they walked on the left to make sure that their swords wouldn't touch. At least that's how it was told to us. I haven't fact-checked this, so don't at me. Typical Japanese coolness. It's all due down to the samurai. I'm sure there's already a manga about that. It cannot be that there's not some kind of manga about that already. Or just a bit or something. Some kind of sketch. Alright, guys. It is past 5. So I'm going to head off. Actually take my PC apart to see what kind of internal memory this stuff has, because I need more. Yeah, but I wasn't aiming for half past. I was aiming for 5. Unless you're going to like demand for me to spend 24 more minutes, but I don't know. I honestly don't know what I would do for 24 more minutes. How about I raid your channel, Moose, and then you can entertain people for 24 more minutes. Yeah, but I need like the brand and stuff, because it's got to be like honestly, like, there's like an overload of choices for me, and I have no idea what. And I think you have to like, I don't know. I have to find something out. So that's what I'm gonna do. Anyway, thank you all for like being here and chatting and stuff. It was fun. I did. Though I also bought it 5 years ago. So I'm not, even if I built it myself, I wouldn't be certain anymore of like what the heck I put in there. Anyway, thanks. See you guys later. Thanks for joining and stuff.